Instructions/op-note numbers. RLMM 1130.19. Enlisted 1130.8. Officer 1131.2. Awards 1650. 3. Evaluation 1610.10. PQS 1136.2. Sopman 5400.2. SORM 5400.1. Training 1500.4. Self-assessment 5040.3a. Inspection 5040.2. FRAT 5370.1. SAPR 1752.1. CMEO 5354.1. NROC 1533.4. Drug and Alcohol 53504D. Government Lease Housing GLH 1101.1. Field Advertising Manual FAM 1140.3. Family Advocacy Program FAP 1752.1. Ombudsman 1754. 2. Leave and Liberty NRC 1050.2. Salesforce Planner OpNote 99. No height/weight check for shippers OpNote 142. Accession date plus / 4 weeks for shippers OpNote 108. COVID-19 vaccination for FS/collegiate OpNote 102. Commissioning of onboarding program for collegiate OpNote 107. Transgender policy OpNote 122. Chain of command SecDef Mr. Hegseth. SecNav Mr. Phelan. CNO ADM Kirby. CNP ADM Cheeseman. NETC ADM Huffman. CNRC ADM Waters. Region East Capt. Copeland. CMC MC Konopka. CO Commander Smith. XO Commander Huter. CMC Master Chief Laird. Chief Recruiter NCCS King. Suicide Prevention Chief Ivy. Ombudsman Mrs. King. CMEO Chief Garceau. SAPR VA QM1 Hernandez. DAPA Senior Chief Gerloff. ATO Mr. Ladesina. CACO Chief Bickley. Brilliant on the basics. Acronym Sailor. S. Sponsorship equals command sponsor program. A. Assign equals assign a mentor. I. Indoctrination equals command indoctrination. L. Leadership equals career development boards. O. Ombudsman equals ombudsman program. R. Recognizing equals recognizing sailors and Navy team members.
5 leadership competencies. 1. Accomplishing mission. 2. Leading people. 3. Leading change. 4. Working with people. 5. Resource stewardship. Navy Recruiting Command FY25 strategy. 1. Set the conditions for recruiter success. 2. Advance the art and science of recruiting. 3. Build long-term readiness. COE 2.0, forged by the sea culture ingrained in every corner of Navy Recruiting Command.
Recruiter Evaluation Board. Conducted when there is a serious issue with the recruiter. It will conclude with a prospecting plan, at fault transfer or incompatible with recruiting transfer.
DGMS. DGM 58. To promulgate temporary advancement incentives for future sailors to promote to E3. Future sailors who enlist in this fiscal year or roll in to meet the criteria below are eligible for advancement up to pay grade E3. Critical ratings: ABE 5 years, ABF 5 years, ABH 5 years, Airman POC, CS 5 years, MA School Guarantee, Seaman Pact. Accession date August 1st to September 30th. DGM 53. To outline a change in the processing of single-parent applicants with dependents born out of wedlock who do not have custody documentation through court orders or applicable state statutes. Single male applicants who have children born out of wedlock and are listed on the child's birth certificate, but do not have custody documentation through court orders or applicable state laws, are no longer required to present a court or child support order establishing physical custody. DGM 55. Update the routing procedures for religious accommodation requests. Update. Email requests to N1. Include RTC and N35 as points of contact. N35 will track requests. Plans and policies will be the follow-up point of contact. Applicants or DEP personnel who indicate a desire to request an accommodation must be given the opportunity to do so. The request must be routed and adjudicated prior to further processing or being accessed. No waivers or exceptions to this policy are authorized.
Salesforce Playbook. DLCPO. The division's leading chief petty officer plays a critical role in the daily operations of the assigned recruiting stations. You will be required to know the daily operations of personnel, facilities, and property to achieve all assigned missions. You not only need to know how to operate Analytics Studio and view reports and dashboards, but also be able to navigate the applicants list to make your job easier and train your ranks and recruiters on how to use them. Analytics Studio. Knowing that you cannot be at every station at once, says the DLCPO, you need to rely on your rank's ability to execute an effective prospecting plan daily. A quick way to verify the effectiveness of that plan is by utilizing the Analytics Studio. Both the Navy Talent Acquisition Group, NTAG, and Territory/Recruiter Performance Consoles will help you drill down over a preset timeframe to see what each station and recruiter's strengths and areas of improvement are, giving you a training tool to identify deficiencies early in the month and a recruiter tenure to make them successful out of the gate. When pairing the Activity Console with your station's hot zip codes and the individual recruiter's pate, you can tailor a prospecting plan for your stations to be successful in their areas. DEP Problem List. By maintaining a healthy DEP pool through proper mentorship, you will be able to identify issues early. Eliminating external trackers and utilizing the NRC or ROC DPR DEP Problem Applicant List allows you to quickly view those future sailors that your stations have identified as potential problems by marking the record accordingly. Including the use of the Urgent Notes section in your DPRs will allow you and your ranks to keep each other informed on essential items with each future sailor, eliminating the need for external trackers. By filtering specifics, you are able to tailor your list to view specifics such as your Nuke or Warrior Challenge applicants and future sailors, allowing your ranks and recruiters to update you directly via Salesforce in real time. Accessing List View. Driving your ranks and recruiters to move applicants from right to left is a daily task. Throughout your DPR, you are able to use the Assessing List View to screen viable applicants who have had an interview and move from the sales to assessing status. Unlike the applicant log in the Analytics Studio, this allows you to keep track of those carryovers that you need your station to continue to follow up on, moving those applicants closer to the finish line. By having your ranks and recruiters use the Urgent Notes section of the record, it allows you to see the most current changes, eliminating the need to click through each call or meeting, making DPRs smoother and reducing any unnecessary time between the initial contact and contract. Leads. Many of the most successful stations and divisions across the enterprise have an effective and consistent leads prospecting plan, showing that effectively working leads is critical within a division. By reviewing the NRC eTalent Dynamic Dashboard as well as utilizing the NRC or ROC DPR No Contact 14 Days Applicant List, you will be able to get a snapshot of the efforts within your division. During your DPR, you will be able to drill down to specific recruiters and their leads prospecting efforts and effectiveness, making sure leads are being worked aggressively and not falling through the cracks. Pull folders. A station and division with a healthy 11S DEP pool is evident by an effective high school prospecting plan. That prospecting plan can quickly fail during a turnover within the station, especially during the summer months when a school handoff is not always practical. You are able to quickly view the last school activity at the bottom of an individual's territory breakdown, which will show their assigned schools and last activity. Reviewing these school folders monthly alongside the RINC gives you the ability to review the folders and milestones and address any roadblocks that may be noted. Division Prospecting Performance Dashboard. Quickly viewing important information makes DPRs much easier and more effective, especially with a larger division. In the Command/Divisional Dashboard folder, you will find the Division Prospecting Performance Dashboard. Utilizing this throughout the day will assist you in tracking trends and catching deficiencies early. You are able to select a range you wish to see, such as today, yesterday, this month, or many others. When viewing the dashboard, you can see the effectiveness of the phone power being conducted as well as your appointments and interviews. It can be more effective to use the applicant log in Analytics Studio, but you also have access to one on this dashboard. Sales Starters. It is a widely accepted best practice that creating introductory messages in advance significantly reduces the stress of prospecting and significantly improves the outcomes of prospecting. Be prepared so you can sound natural. Creating conversation or sales starters enables you to earn the right to continue engaging with the prospect. Why are we talking? What are we going to talk about? And what's in it for me? NECON reports. Total Navy. Nuclear field. Both total and nuclear field. Warrior challenge. High priority ratings. Reserve. Information dominance core. Submarine non-nuclear sub. To female. Reserve tar.
Reading the NetCon report. NCOBJ. This is the new contract objective for each of the months with a total goal. This is the accession shipping goal for each month. Shipping goal or accession goal, DEP plus DST. DEP, number of contracts placed to ship in each month at the beginning of the month, BOM. This number should not change until the beginning of the next month. DST, weekly shipping cycle report. N/C, net new contracts written since the beginning of the month. DN/C, daily net new contracts written today. Total, the sum of DEP plus N/C plus DN/C, total number of people placed to ship in each month. ATTDST, surplus or deficit of shippers to make accession goal for each month. ATTN month, number of attrites since beginning of the month. ATTN today, number of attrites taken today. Personnel Qualification Standards, 1136.2. Basic PQS, 45 days. Reboard, 45 days. Recruiter Development Board, RDB, 90 days. Advance PQS, 6 months. Reboard, 30 days. Recruiter Evaluation Board, REB, by 9th month on board or failed to qualify for Basic PQS by 90 days or failed to qualify for Advanced PQS by 9th month. Retain on recruiting duty. A POA&M will be forwarded to the commanding officer via the chain of command. If the POA&M is approved, the recruiter cannot be no-fault transferred at a later date due to low or poor recruiting production. Recommend recruiters transfer due to incompatibility with recruiting duty. Incompatible with recruiting duty, transfer request will be forwarded to the NAVCRUTREG within 5 working days after the commanding officer's approval of board deliberations. Advance Officer Recruiter PQS, 6 months or for CRF 12 months after conversion. Reboard, 30 days. Station LPO/LCPO, not mandatory, 6 months after qualifying for Advance PQS. Reboard, 30 days. DLCPO, CRF, 18 months after graduating from CRF Academy. Reboard, 90 days. ACR/DPO, 2 years of DLCPO experience. Reboard, 90 days and a ride along with a current ACR/DPO assigned by the board. CO, final authority for all qualifications achieved under PQS program. XO, responsible for formulating and administering the command's training program, PQS. CT, command trainer, local command's central point of contact for all PQS matters. Notes: all production recruiters may receive a NOB evaluation for their first 6 months. E3 to E6 are permitted to have 4 hours per week 6 weeks prior the advancement examination. E7 are permitted to have 4 hours per week 6 weeks prior the advancement examination. Recruiting personnel in classified rates are authorized to travel on cost TAD orders up to 6 days. Officer ordered to recruiting duty do not receive SDAP. CO/XO can take absence for 2 days or less are authorized without request. Recruiter Assistance Leave Program, RAP, is a 5 days of non-chargeable leave a sailor must be on. Regular leave between A or C school or apprenticeship training and the first permanent duty station. Officers are allowed to go on a out-of-proximity, OOP, case by case but must have at least 24 months remaining on board. Officers cannot be fault transferred. NEC for a hometown CRF is 801R and management CRF is 800R. A CRF will serve at a minimum of 2 different NRD/NTAG before the detailer will consider ordering them to a previous NAVCRUITDIST, with the exception those who receive recommendation by the National CR. To be considered for a staff duty, NORU/RQAT/NRC and region staff must have a minimum of 3 years of DLCPO experience. A newly selected CRF hometown medical recruiter, 801R, will be required to attend Medical Recruiting Academy, MRA, within 90 days of being selected. To be assigned as a NRD/NTAG CR must have a minimum of 1 year experience as an ACR and can be a SCPO as long as recommended for advancement to MCPO. To be assigned as a NRD/NTAG ACR must have a minimum of 2 years of DLCPO, qualified. CPO will not be slated for an ACR position until they advance to SCPO. CO shall request waiver from region in writing to have an E6 fill a DLCPO position. CO may relieve a DLCPO.
Types of transfers. Fault transfers are made with prejudice to the recruiter and should reflect unfavorably on their record. Commanding. Officers should use the fault transfer when the infraction could impact recruiting efforts in the community or results in the inability of the sailor to perform in the capacity of a recruiter. No fault are made without prejudice to the recruiter and should not reflect unfavorably on their record. Reasons for no-fault transfers normally relate to the mental and physical well-being of the recruiter or their family and may involve medical or health problems, financial difficulties, or domestic issues. Incompatible, made without prejudice to the recruiter and should not reflect unfavorably on their record. 5 days after REB recommendation must be submitted. CRF/support sailors are not eligible for these types of transfers.
Types of moves. Close proximity, also known as no cost. NTAG are tasked with shifting production. Recruiters from one PDS to another PDS in the same geographical area to maintain core leadership and/or mission essential positions. NAVCRUITCOM considers a close proximity move to be 50 miles or less from the sailor's current PDS to a new PDS. Requests must be routed to NAVPRSCOM, PERS 4010, via NAVCRTREG and NAVCRUIDCOM, N1. Out of proximity, OOP, if the new assignment involves a change of PDS that is not in proximity of the old PDS, greater than 50 miles or daily commute exceeds 1 hour each way, a PCS order is required. Sailors executing these moves receive all PCS allowances, including relocation of household effect. The sailor must have been on board a minimum of 12 months, computed to on board until PRD. Sailors that do not meet the 24-month minimum tour requirement must submit NAVPERS 13067 extension request to Detailer for approval. Moves cannot be executed until the month authorized by the official PCS orders, issued by NAVPRSCOM, PERS 4010. Out of proximity move requests must be routed to NAVPERSCOM, PERS 4010, via NAVCRTREG and NAVCRUIDCOM, N1.
Each NRD/NTAG is required to develop a local advertising plan each fiscal year. Local advertising objectives and strategies can best be accomplished through advertising in printed material, direct mail, internet job postings, social media, and booth/events/job fairs for the workforce and school. Markets for both officer and enlisted programs. Navy Advertising Leads Tracking System, NELTS, is a web-based database application created on behalf of the Navy as a means to plan, track, and report on advertising initiatives, track responses, and process leads that are obtained from the Navy's national and local marketing communications. It also stores and manages the use of prospect lists for local direct marketing efforts. Types of RADs. F. fulfillment, national advertisement. Electronic, internet. L, lead generation, take ones. A, awareness, posters, calendars, promo items. T, transition, DEP bags. S, sales closing, brochures.
DAPA, Drug and Alcohol Program Advisor. Self-referral is a one-time event that is personally initiated by the member. Members who desire counseling or treatment resulting from drug and/or alcohol abuse may initiate the process by disclosing the nature and extent of their problem to one of the following personnel who is actively employed in their capacity as a qualified self-referral agent. DAPA, CO, XO, OIC, CMDCM/Chief of the Boat, COB, Navy Drug and Alcohol Counselor, DOD Medical Personnel, Chaplain or Fleet and Family Support Center Counselor. Command referral is initiated by the member's chain of command and may be based on any credible factor such as hearsay, personal observation, or noticeable change in job performance. Commanding officers may refer members of their command for medical screening at a SARP in situations where no offense has been committed and regardless of whether or not the member has personally disclosed their problem. Incident referral. Alcohol misuse or abuse that is not recognized and treated at the earliest stage through the command or self-referral process may remain unchecked to the point where it results in an alcohol-related incident. An alcohol-related incident is an offense, punishable under reference B, or civilian laws, committed by a member, where in the judgment of the member's commanding officer, offender's consumption of alcohol was a contributing factor. Alcohol abuse/dependency. Screening is mandatory for members who return to drinking and incur an alcohol incident. The following are examples of events after which members shall be screened. DUI/DWI, drunkenness or drunk and disorderly conduct. Alcohol-related NJP, alcohol-related. Civilian arrest, domestic violence where alcohol is a factor, or incompetence for duty due to alcohol. Intoxication or impairment.
CMEO, Command Managed Equal Opportunity. Informal report. Direct, in person by approaching the alleged offenders involved. Stay focused on the behavior and its impact. Use common courtesy and ensure the approach is not disrespectful. Consider writing down thoughts prior to approaching the alleged offenders involved. In writing to the alleged offenders stating the facts and feelings about the behavior and the expected resolution. Informal third party. Request assistance from another person. Ask another person to talk with alleged offenders involved, to accompany while utilizing the direct approach, or to intervene to help resolve the conflict. Training. Request training or resource materials for presentation to the workplace in the area of harassment or unlawful discrimination. Utilizing training is a good method of communicating to the alleged offenders and other individuals in the workplace in a non-threatening way that the behavior is unacceptable. Training resources can include videos, books, lesson plans, posters, and other materials. Formal report. Submitting a Navy Equal Opportunity, EO, and Sexual Harassment Report Form, NAPRS. 5354/2. NAVREGS Article 1150. Redress of wrong committed by a superior. If a member has a grievance against a superior and does not wish to use the EO/SH report form, they may file a grievance under NAVREGS Article 1150. Redress of wrong committed by a superior. To file a grievance under NAVREGS Article 1150, the individual should obtain counsel with a lawyer at a local Naval Legal Services office. NLSO. UCMJ Article 138. Complaint of wrongs against a commanding officer. If the resolution from the grievance under NAVREGS Article 1150 is considered unjust by the complainant, or if the grievance is against the commanding officer, an individual may submit a report against the commanding officer under UCMJ Article 138. CCIR. Commander's Critical Information Requirements. CAT-I. Attack or active shooter. Force/help protection. Condition F/HBCON. Use of deadly force. Chemical, biological, radiological, nuclear, and high-yield explosives, CBRNE, event, major disaster or incident, high interest overseas, incident, death of military or civilian person, time-critical congressional, inquiry less than 24 hours, Cat 2, media interest, network intrusion or cyber incident, personally identifiable, information PII, high interest future, sailor recruit or student, issue or significant, medical event during, training, fraternization or sexual, misconduct between A. Recruiter and future, sailor, B. Recruit division, commander RDC and recruit, C. Instructor and student, khaki misconduct not, covered, incidents requiring, execution of continuity of, operations planning, Cat 3, critical interruptions 8, hours or incidents that disrupt training or supply, chain operations greater than 24 hours. These can include facility, personnel, or environmental factors, planned or unplanned outage, greater than 4 hours of an NETC, command or relevant DoD or DON control system, e.g. catalog of Navy, training courses, etc. Any negative situation associated with selection, board, e.g. Seaman 2, Admiral 21 STA 21, Officer Candidate School, OCS, Naval Reserve, Officers Training Corps, NROC, arrest, confinement, or suicide attempt or critical, hospitalization greater than 24 hours, requiring personnel, casualty report, fraternization or sexual, misconduct not covered, Cat 4, serious threats, e.g., threatening violence in the workplace, allegiances against the United States/terrorism, e.g., expressing ill will toward the government, espionage/foreign, considerations, e.g., unreported foreign contacts or relationships, unusual behavior and signs of excessive stress, e.g., extreme changes in behavior, criminal, violent, or abusive conduct, e.g., involvement in criminal activity, financial considerations, e.g., unexplained, affluence, self-destructive behaviors, or other behavioral considerations, e.g., suicidal ideations, security infractions or violations, e.g., willful or negligent compromise of classified data, misuse of information, technology, e.g., negligent, misuse, malicious, damage/destruction. Note 5. Personnel security and human resources, considerations, e.g., absent without leave. RSCA, reporting senior's cumulative average, the average of every eval the reporting senior signs in that pay grade across his career. That's different from the summary group average, the average of just that particular group on that particular date. ELD enlisted leader development. ELD courses are to be completed while in current pay grade. The Foundational Leader Development Course, FLDC, is for sailors in pay grades E3 and E4. The ILDC is for sailors in pay grade E5. The Advanced Leader Development Course, ELDC, is for sailors in pay grade E6. ILDC and ALDC will be a prerequisite for advancement to E6 and E7, respectively, starting in calendar year 2025. FLDC will still be available, but will not be a requirement for eligibility for advancement. PMKEE, the Professional Military Knowledge PMK section of the Navy-wide Advancement Exams, NWAE, is transitioning to a standalone, once per pay grade electronically delivered eligibility exam, currently accessible via My Navy Portal MNP or Navy Learning NEL. Active duty and reserve component sailors must successfully complete PMKE for the desired advancement pay grade E4/5/6/7 in order to be eligible to take the NWAE. Additionally, the sailors PMKE must be completed by the first day of the month in which the NWA is administered.
Station visit. Inspections ensure that all division, NAVCRUITSTA, and recruiter deficiencies are identified and that corrective action is taken through a systematic plan of action and milestones. The station visit checklist will be used to identify areas of improvement and allow for immediate course correction by the DLCPO. The station visit checklist must be completed monthly and turned into the CR by the 50% gate of every month. The effective identification and timely correction of production deficiencies is key to ensuring sustained production success. One of the most productive days for the NAVCRUITSTA will be when the DLCPO visits. The purpose of the DLCPO station visit is to provide training, improve production, and present awards. For long-range planning, review the command calendar or plan of the week to deconflict station visits with future dates for meetings, training, and other recurring events.